الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق سيدنا المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, today we're going to continue the series of classes about the fiqh of tahara and the prayer. Before we start the new class, I just want to clarify something that we mentioned in the third class when we talked about the ways of purifications. So we talked about 10 ways of tahara, of purification. And, we mentioned the water as the main way of purification, the najasa. And one of the 10 ways, number 9, we mentioned about the decomposition or converting. And we mentioned that according to Shafi'i doesn't consider this as a way of purification, except for the wine or the alcohol. When it's dissolved and converted into vinegar, so it becomes pure. But no other thing can be pure in this way. However, we also mentioned the other 3 schools say it applies to anything else. If something najas, impure, and it got converted, so it becomes pure. And we give an example by the sewer water, the treatment they do for the sewer water to irrigate the plants. So according to the other scholars, so this water is pure. So we can irrigate the plants with it, and we can use it for wudu and ghusl and whatnot. And we give another example of the gelatin, right? So some scholars talk about gelatin, and they said it got converted, and therefore the rule apply to the gelatin. But some of the brothers, they have a discussion after that, and after the discussion, I did some research and I contacted some scholars. So the long story short, I'm not sure if the process which happens to the gelatin or to the the bones or the skin from the pork or from the dead animal make it converted, and therefore it becomes pure. So I'm not sure if it gets converted or not. So the missing piece of information for me is that the scientific piece. I'm not sure of it. So therefore, I'm not sure if it becomes pure or not. So this is to clarify. And one other thing to clarify, some scholars also talked about it, about the gelatin. So they differentiate between the gelatin which comes from the, if you are sure that it's porcine, means coming from the pork, so you must completely avoid it. If you are not sure, so you can use it for the medicine, and for the necessary stuff. So other than that, I don't know. So I'm just clarifying this because we mentioned about it the class before.
I'm sorry. For omega-3, most of the omega-3 is made of gelatin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it what?
Gelatin.
Mhm.
Omega-3, which is very important for heart and blood pressure, everything. It's made of gelatin and mainly pork gelatin. Most of them, but there are some halal, it says halal.
Yeah.
But a lot of them is just gelatin. Whenever it says gelatin, that's pork. So is that okay to take it or not?
So again, as I just mentioned, so I'm not sure. So I'm not sure. So the way that would made it halal, it's is to be converted, and being dissolved. The bones and or the like it's being dissolved from being the protein of the pork. So this is a scientific piece. I'm not quite sure of it, so I don't want to get too deep into this. But I'm just so this is just a clarification for previous class we talked about.
FND, that Dr.
Just for information, so because of my job nature, I know that the pharmaceutical product, most of them, the gelatin is not from the animal source.
It's not from animals.
Most of them, because the product we review, I was a part of the review group, we see they have to submit us all the information.
Right.
So they need to write it down, is they write a paper,
Right.
and the commitment certificate, we didn't use any animal gelatin.
Oh,
stuff, right?
Right. So that's the pharmaceutical product data. However, the one you mentioned or other gelatin, other food, if you look at this, there is a contact number.
Right.
You can contact that company and that company can give you the information, the detail of the gelatin information. But it's not all the time they are using the animal gelatin.
Okay.
Most of the time, the synthetically produced gelatin.
Other sources.
But the medicine is regulated. Medicine is regulated, but vitamins and stuff are not
Are not
regulated.
FDA regulated.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to go.
This brother is talking about the omega-3, which is not a medicine. It is not FDA regulated. It is the one which has fish oil and covered by gelatin, right?
Let's have this discussion after the
After the
video.
Sorry for interrupting.
FDA.
That is a website called Halal Vitamin. You cannot certify, so if you go there and put that, it will tell you if it's certified.
Okay.
So the economics website.
Halal Vitamin.
Okay. So let's come back to the last topic. So last class we mentioned about the etiquettes and the rules of using the bathroom, and we just forgot to mention a few things. One thing is it's prohibited to to relieve ourselves in the middle of the road. So this is one of the things that are prohibited. From in the Sharia, we have to be sure that we are on the side, not in the middle of the road, like not in the middle, like, so we have to be covered from the people, not in the middle of the people. We cannot do that. So, and the other thing is, it's uh, um, it's undesirable to urinate while standing. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned that, and he did it just one time to tell us it's not haram, but it's makruh. Haram means prohibited, makruh means undesirable.
It's not permissible.
It's permissible, but it's makruh. Makruh means we shouldn't do it.
Avoid.
Yeah, we should avoid it. So today, inshallah, we are going to talk about the second type of the tahara. So if you remember, the first type of the tahara is to remove the physical najasa, the physical impurity from the body, from the clothes, from the place, right? So now we're going to talk about the second type of tahara, which is lifting the ritual impurity. So when we say ritual impurity, we mean by that is hadath. The state of ritual impurity means al-hadath, the things that happens that nullify or break the wudu, or the state of being in ritual tahara, which requires us to have ghusl, to have shower. So today we're going to talk about the things that nullify the wudu, right? So the first thing, we're going to talk about four main things. So the first thing is everything comes out of the bodily passages, the front and the back, all everything. So urine, stool, wind, blood, anything comes out of the front or back bodily passages, break the wudu. Also, of course, semen or pre-seminal fluid or prostatical fluid. All of that, if it happens, it breaks the wudu. This is according to who? To everyone. There is a consensus in this. Shafi'i and everyone else have the same rule on that. So the second thing is to sleep. So sleeping also breaks the wudu because there is a high possibility that you might have broke your wudu during your sleep. Except for one condition. So if someone slept while controlling his back passage, so he controlled it in a way that he cannot, the gas cannot be released, right? So this is the only situation when you sleep. So when you wake up, so you are still in the wudu. If you are sure that you are controlling, that passage, from passing any gas. Like for example, someone sitting in the khutbah and he's sitting like that, and while he is listening, he just fell fall asleep. So if he is sure, or he's sitting on a chair and he's controlling the exit, so his wudu is still valid.
In the sinner, it doesn't break the wudu.
So that sinna is another thing. So sinna means light sleep. So the light sleep, this is according to Imam Malik, the light sleep doesn't break the wudu. But the deep sleep is the thing that breaks the wudu. Right? So what is similar to sleeping? The loss of consciousness by fainting or by being intoxicated or taking anything that makes you lose your consciousness. So that breaks the wudu, similar to the sleeping. Someone had to have some medicine to sleep or to lose his consciousness during the surgery or something, right? So in this case, he also lost his wudu, and he has to redo his wudu. So this is number 2. So we mentioned two things. The first is anything comes out of our bodily passage, the front and the back. And the second is to sleep or to lose the consciousness by any means, right? By, by fainting, like someone drink alcohol, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us, and he become, unconscious. So that also breaks his wudu. Or someone has to take some medicine or take some shot to, to feel unconscious, for medical reasons, right? All of this breaks the wudu. Again, the only case doesn't break the wudu if someone slept, while controlling the exit of, passing gas. So his wudu is still valid. So number 3 is to touch the penis or anus or the vagina. Okay, so if you touch any of this, according to Shafi'i, that breaks the wudu. So what is a touch? What is considered touch? To touch it with this part of your hand. So if you touch it with the inner part of your the inner side of your hand, so that is considered touch. If you touch it by back of your hand or by your arm or by anything else, that's not considered a touch. According to Shafi'i, it doesn't matter if you do that accidentally or intentionally or for any reason, or you have a desire or you don't have a desire. It doesn't matter. So if you touch it, yours or someone else, so that breaks the wudu. Even for the baby, if you touch the baby's one, you also break your wudu. This is according to Shafi'i only. Number 3, this is according to Shafi'i only. According to Abu Hanifa, he said it's okay. So touching your private parts, and I'm saying specifically the penis and anus because what is around them, if you touch, it doesn't break the wudu anyways. Okay. However, according to Abu Hanifa, even if you touch them, you're still in wudu. That doesn't break your wudu. According to Imam Malik and Ahmad, so they went somewhere in between, in the middle. So Shafi'i said it breaks no matter what, and Abu Hanifa said it doesn't break no matter what. Malik and Ahmad said if you touch it without shahwa, without a desire, without a feeling of desire, you're okay. If you touch it with a feeling of desire, it breaks the wudu. So now again, we are still talking about what breaks the wudu and what not. We are not talking what is halal and what is haram. So it doesn't matter if it's halal or haram, no, for breaking the wudu. Okay, just to clarify. Because the fourth point, we're gonna have some discussion about it afterwards. So number 4, from the things that break the wudu is to touch the woman, a stranger woman, or the woman is not mahram. And this is including the spouse, your wife. So according to Shafi'i, again, you touch your wife or anyone who is a stranger. So a stranger is a technical term. What does a stranger mean? Stranger means any woman is not from your mahram. So who are the mahrams? The mahrams are your mom and above, your grandmother and above, all of that, your daughter and below, your granddaughter and everyone below that, your sisters from any, like either it's she is from your mother and father, or your father only, or your mother only, or from breastfeeding. All of this are mahram. So, and your niece and your aunt, okay, and your mother-in-law, okay, and your daughter-in-law. Mother-in-law means the wife of your dad, or
Wife of
the
mother.
wife. I mean your wife, your mother, the mother of your wife, right? Or your daughter-in-law means the daughter of your son. All of these are considered mahram. So if you touch them, that doesn't break the wudu. Okay, according to Shafi'i and everyone. So if you touch your wife or a stranger woman, again we mentioned who is a stranger woman. So a stranger woman could be the wife of your uncle, your neighbor, your your family friend. So yeah, not mahram. Hmm? Cousins, yeah. All of these are considered strangers. So if you touch stranger woman, that breaks your wudu. So how is the touch? So what is considered a touch? Skin to skin. Yani you touch the hand, you touch the face, touch any part of the body without a barrier of clothes or something. So that is considered and being counted as a touch. So if you put your hand on your on the hair, so that is not counted as a touch. Okay, so hand to hair is not a touch. Hand to shoulder and in a cloth, that is not considered a touch because there is a barrier. Okay, one more thing. So who, so who from the two people or from the two persons that have his has his wudu broken? So the one who touched it, or the one being touched, right? So two opinions. Inside the madhab of Shafi'i himself, there are two opinions. One say both of them, and the other one say the one who touched it. Like for example, if you are in tawaf, you have your right arm, exposed because you're doing tawaf, and this is sunnah, and you'll see someone from your back, Hajj, please, and she put her hand on your shoulder. So does that break your wudu? So according to Shafi'i, so two opinions. According to everyone else, it doesn't break your wudu. So inshallah, so if you are in the stuck, so inshallah go with the majority. So yes.
Salam.
Yeah, we're coming to that.
What is the majority again? It will not break your fast.
Yes, the majority said doesn't break your wudu. Okay, so we are talking about the Shafi'i, in the beginning, and then sometimes we mention the other opinions. Okay, so if you again in the in the salam, in the touching. So one of the things that breaks the wudu, of course, is to shake hands, right? So because this is skin to skin, right? So that also breaks the wudu. Again, for your wife and for the stranger woman. For the mahram, it doesn't break the wudu. Mahram means the woman you cannot marry forever, right? So that is called a mahram. Okay, so we are going to mention some things that, before that, we are going to also mention the opinions of the other scholars about touching the woman. So we said the opinion of Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, the same as touching the private part. Abu Hanifa said it doesn't break the wudu at all, no matter what. With a desire, without a desire, it doesn't break the wudu. Shafi'i again said breaks no matter what. Malik and Ahmad were in between. So if it is with shahwa, So if that touch was with a desire, so it breaks the wudu. If it's not with a desire, it doesn't break the wudu. According to Abu Hanifa, it doesn't break the wudu at all, unless you went so deep in the intimate relation or contact. So we are going to mention a few things that doesn't break the wudu, according to Shafi'i. So one thing is eating the camel meat. Eating the camel meat doesn't break the wudu, according to Shafi'i. According to Ahmad ibn Hanbal, it breaks the wudu. So, but Shafi'i and the Jumhur, the majority, said it doesn't break the wudu. So each of them has their own dalil, their own evidence from Sunnah. So the one who said it breaks, and the one who said it doesn't break. However, there is a famous story on that which is not true. So many people think it's a hadith, but it's not a hadith. It's not an authentic story. That the Prophet ﷺ said, "An akala lahma jazurin falyatawadda." So whoever eat camel meat, who should make wudu, and that is because someone passed the gas during the during eating, and the Prophet ﷺ didn't want to embarrass him, and then he said that all this story is not true.
No.
Yes, but there are some other hadith, the same that the both parties of ulama have, each of them has his own dalil, but the stronger opinion is that it doesn't break the wudu. This is one thing, and the other thing is bleeding. Bleeding doesn't break the wudu. So we mentioned about bleeding before. The bleeding is impure. You have to purify yourself from the blood. If it's too much, if it's a little bit of blood, it's okay to pray with. If it's too much blood, you have to purify yourself from the blood. But does it break the wudu? According to Shafi'i, it doesn't break the wudu. Okay. The third thing. So if you are not sure if you broke the wudu, you are in doubt that whether you broke the wudu or not. So there is a rule in the fiqh. It says al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak, which means if you are sure of something and you are in doubt of something else, go with the thing that you are sure about. Let's give an example. So someone had wudu and he prays. He did his prayer, and then the other prayer came, and he's not sure, did I break my wudu or not? So he doesn't remember. But what does he remember? The wudu, the last thing he did, and he is sure about the wudu. But he is not sure if he broke it or not. So, leave the doubt away and go with what you are sure about, the wudu. So if the case is opposite, if someone is sure he broke his wudu, but he is not sure did he make wudu or not, no, in this case you have to make the wudu, because you are sure about that you are nullified your wudu. So make the wudu again if you are not sure whether you did it or not. But if you are sure about the wudu, but you are not sure if you break it, so go with the wudu. So الشك في الحدث لا يبطل الوضوء. This is almost everyone agreed on that. So if you are not sure whether you broke your wudu or not, so go, consider your wudu is valid. And other thing about shak, other thing about the doubt. So if someone is not sure what he felt was a wind or not, if he passed the gas or not, so it happens sometimes. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you didn't hear a voice or smell a sound or smell a bad smell, so خلاص, don't worry about it. Just leave it away. Don't fill in your doubt. So this is المسألة of شك في الحدث, يعني doubt about breaking the wudu. So leave the doubt away and go with what you are sure about.
Allah make it easy for you.
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Number 4, with the things that doesn't break the wudu, laughing in the prayer. Laughing with the prayer with a loud voice, that breaks the salah. You have to repeat the salah. But you don't have to repeat the wudu. Except, according to Abu Hanifa, you have to redo your wudu. So what is laughing in the salah? So if someone smiled in the salah, so he is praying and smiling like this, but he is not making a sound or opening his mouth, so that doesn't break the prayer either. But if someone started to open his mouth and make a sound, so that breaks the salah. But it doesn't break the wudu. Okay? One more thing we are going to mention, and this is ijma'. Ijma' means consensus. All the scholars agreed upon. So if someone has had najasa in his clothes or in his body, so does that break the wudu? No, it doesn't break the wudu. Again, so if someone had najasa, had something impure from, what we mentioned before, anything impure came to my clothes or to my body, so does that break my wudu? It doesn't break the wudu. So it's a popular thing that some people have a popular thought that if you had any najasa in your body, any from something outside, it still break your wudu, but this is not correct. So it doesn't break the wudu. You just have to remove the najasa from your clothes or from your part of your body that had the najasa on it. Inshallah, next time we're going to continue.
So, Sheikh, is the topic of tayammum gonna come also?
Yeah,
Okay,
inshallah.
inshallah.
Last question.
Yes.
Like if you are walking and then a bird was flying over and put some poo on your body. So the poo,
Say again?
a bird was flying over you
Bird. Okay.
and poo came to your cloth. Do it be okay?
Yeah, wudu would be okay. Yeah, 100%. Again, this is, and even so, the bird, so the poop of the bird itself, it might not be a najasa according to the bird. Most of the birds, it wouldn't be a najasa.
I have a question. If a dog come and lick your clothes,
A dog? Okay.
that's najas.
Yes.
It doesn't break your wudu.
It doesn't break the wudu. So you have to clean up yourself from the najasa.
The cleaning is 6, and the last one with dirt.
No, this is for the for the plate, for the dish. Like
Dishes.
it's
But not for the clothes.
not for the clothes. For the clothes, you just wash it.
The clothes just clean it.
Yeah. Just wash it as as you deal with any
Not 6 and
kind
1.
of najas. Yes.
Okay.
Not 6 and 1.
Just